Hi guys, welcome. Have you ever noticed that we are almost actually never where we are? Like we are right here, but our mind could be somewhere else. And the problem is that we are mostly either replaying something that has already happened, or we are stressing about something that hasn't even happened yet. And somehow that feels normal, but it shouldn't be. I was reading this book called The Present by Dr. Spencer Johnson, and there was an idea that it made me understand, which is really simple, which is just that the present is the best gift you can receive because it makes you happy and successful. And what he said basically in simple terms is that many people are unhappy, or they miss their lives because they are not in the present. They don't appreciate the present as they should. He says something that is very simple, which is the fact that the present is a gift that has been given to us, and it is something that we already know. The present is something that we know. I'll just read what he said. The present is something that you already know. The present is something that you already know where to find it, and you already know how it can make you successful and happier. You knew it best when you were younger, but I've simply just forgotten about it. And that eats me because I do that all the time. Because right now I could be walking and I'm thinking about something else that has either happened or something that is about to happen, and I'm just thinking, what's the next thing? I could be with people or be with someone, and I could be distracted because I'm thinking of what do I need to do when I get home. But I'm thinking of after the discussion, what do I have to do next? Oh, I have ton of work to do. But then we fail to live in the present, and the truth is that even when things are going well, we could still miss the present because we are thinking of what is next. We shouldn't be, because we should always try as much as possible to maximize the present, because the present is a gift given to us, and it should be maximized to the most. Because as a kid, maybe something to learn from kids is that as kids, if you notice kids, they are always very jovial and very active and playful. They don't really think about yesterday mommy beat me, or yesterday mommy said this to me, or this uncle said this to me, and that hurt my feelings. They don't. They forget about it and they maximize the present. Someone could say something to them now or punish them right now, and the next 2 hours they're all over that person, just because they are maximizing the present to the extent possible. And as the more we grow, we should always ensure that we do not forget and we do not let go of the present. And how can we do that? How can we maximize the present to the extent possible? First thing is just be where you are. Be where you are. Learn from the past, because the present doesn't allow us to forget about the past like that. It allows us to learn from the past and let go of it, because that's the only way you can make the present better, right? Once you've learned from the past and you let it go, then you can be able to pick those lessons and make the present better. The present doesn't mean you forget about the future. No. The present allows you to learn from the past, allows you to maximize where you are, and then make plans to make your future better. Because whatever we do now, the steps we take now, it in a way shapes the future, right? So as much as possible, beyond thinking about what is happening or stressing about what is about to happen, why not stay now and create plans and create structures to help make the future better, to help you fulfill purpose and realize your potential to the extent possible? I think these are the questions we should be asking ourselves, because even in the moments where things are going really well and then you're thinking about the future or stressing, doesn't necessarily mean anything is wrong. Nah, it doesn't. And many times I find myself in this position and I always have to check, right, that why am I stressing? Nothing is wrong, right? I just need to maximize where I am now, make and take actionable plans to make the future better. I know many people could be like, it's easier said. You can be going through stuff right now and then you don't you're not able to like maximize the present. I think the question we should ask ourselves, maybe the very first thing is, the present is something that only you can give to yourself. Once we realize that, only you can discover as well. Once you realize that, then you begin to, maximize every time and opportunity you get, in the moment, right? Because the moment you're struggling with the present, it means you've probably not let go of the past, right? So you need to let go of the past and learn from it. And then that way you can be in the present. So the way we respond to things depends on what our purpose is, right? If your goal is you want to be in the present, then you need to learn from the past. If your goal is you want to you're thinking about the future, right? You want to create the future that you want, then you also need to still be in the present, but then you need to now make those actual plans to help you make the future better, right? And maybe just something to mention, because I know I mentioned this earlier, that the present can help you be happier and more successful. And how can that happen? In terms of happiness, right? As much as no one, at least that I know of, can predict the future or control it, we can imagine it, right? You can imagine how you want your future to look like, even though you can't necessarily predict it or control it. And once you imagine it, you can then make out plans for it. And then once you start to work out or work in that plan, then you are less anxious about the future, and that way you are much more happier, essentially. So it is pretty easy, I would say. We just need to imagine that future we want, make plans, and then you're less anxious. And the less anxious you are, scientifically, you are more happier, because then you are not stressing so much about things, and you're a better person as well. And in terms of being successful, success is something that we all define. Like, everyone has a definition of success for themselves, right? So once you have a definition for yourself and you're not making someone your standard, then you make out, you understand what success means to you. You make out the plans, and then you try to walk through it. And once you're less anxious, and then you begin to hit your target, you're already a successful person based on your standard, because you define success yourself, and you don't look at what someone defines success as. I don't believe anyone defines success. Success is defined by everyone according to what they feel, right? So the present, living in the present, maximizing every moment that you get with yourself, with your family, at your workplace, it makes a lot of difference. And maybe in terms of practical steps, something that I do, or that I've started to do, is trying as much as possible to live in the moment. It can be something as easy as you've got a break time, either at work or at home, and you just tune out distractions. Drop your phone. Living in the present means you're tuning out distractions, and you are trying to see, how can I be better? Leave out your phone, be in your mind, and just think about things. When you're with friends and family, drop your phone. These days, everyone is literally on their phone every single time. And those things do not allow us to live in the present, because then you're living life through the lens of others, and you're not even living it yourself, right? So there's something the present does. The present is a gift that, as people, to grow and to be better, to be happier, to be more successful, we need to learn to live in it. We need to learn to maximize it, because these days we are barely there for it, and we are not maximizing it. And you just realize that time goes by so fast that in a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, you just realize that so much time has gone, and you've just never really been happy as well. Meanwhile, you had the gift, you had the present all along. You already know it. You know how it can help you. You know where to find it. You know how it can help you to become happier and more successful. We have been given this. We knew it better when we were kids. I've simply just forgotten it. And this essentially is just a reminder to every one of us, because most people are missing this, that we should learn to live in the present, maximize the present, because it actually is a gift, and we have been given freely, and we know where to find it. Hopefully, as we do this, we become better people, we become happier people, and look forward to your growth. Cheers.